Hey everybody, and Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, everybody. So, I'm sure that there's a lot of folks that will be spending time with family like you should be on today. But I did wait to the last minute to qualify some accounts. Actually, all of my expert accounts. But I do have my notes all together. I feel pretty confident about it. I've been shooting 14s pretty consistent. With some really close drops on top of that. So I'll release my notes shortly, but I did want to make a quick playthrough so that way guys could see the playthrough of the notes. And Playdemic was gracious enough to give us a Christmas chest. No balls like last year. I kind of liked the free balls, but okay. So anyway, now on this account, so you know before I get started, so. This account does have an APOC 7. However, I have done the same shots with a Thor 5 and 6 and an APOC 4, 5, 6, and now this will be the 7, the APOC 7. So, and you can also, on the first shot, you'll notice I use a rock, which in this case will probably be a rock, yeah, it's a rock 9. So, but a rock 7 works. So don't be afraid if you have a Rock 7 or an APOC 4 or a Thor 5. These notes that I have that I'm going to send out shortly, you can duplicate almost all of these shots with the same setups. So if you have questions, please let me know. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get going here so that way, because I've got loads of stuff to do today, right, with the family. So, and this is the last account. So, all right. So just because my OCD is kicking in, I am going to go in here and change this to a 9. There we go. Okay, so all right, so we want to rock here. We're going to go plus 10, and I'm going to try and talk you through the notes as we go. So Kingmaker, rock, and here we go. So there is no pushback on this to regain your yardage. So do not push back. You actually want it to come up a little bit short here. If you go long, it's an in-bringer shot, which is a little bit harder to make in this case. So I've sank this one quite a few times this morning already, and you'll notice whenever I go. So it's going to be 4 top, 4 right, and then we want the target at the 15-yard mark with the ball guide center of the fairway. No overpower and just a touch of right curl to keep you out of that rough. And it's kind of, I won't say it's great proof, but if you hit great doing this shot setup, it's fine. So, but we're looking for about 347. So if you go long, if you forget and go to the max of your club, which is plus 16 yards, you're going to end up in in-bringer territory, and it's going to be a little bit more difficult. So I'll walk through that whenever we get ready for the second shot, but let me start to get ready here. So 4 top, 4 right. And if you have an APOC or a rock 7 or 8, be careful because it does have 4 and a smidge on top. You only want 4. So 4 top, 4 right. There we go. Want the red ring pretty close to the rough at the 15-yard mark. 9.1 rings. And then, like I said, just a smidge of right curl. And we want to try and focus on perfect shot here. Yeah, great left, but you'll see. Hopefully it does not clip that rough on the over there. See what I mean? So 348. So it should be 8% of club. And we want 10% uphill, 8% of club. And you got to be careful. There is a glitchy ball guide line here right by the fringe. So if you do get into end, so this thorn shot is -10 uphill. If you get into end bringer territory, it's 0 elevation. See what I mean? So I'm going to back up just a hair. I don't feel super confident about this because of that glitchy ass ball guide line. I like to be closer to the fringe, but we're going to try it anyway. I'm running out of time. So 2.5. So we'll see. Yeah, so I should have been closer and used more backspin on it. I don't like doing that, but I just hate that glitchy ass ball guide line. But next time I'll just have to use more left spin, get closer to the fringe, and then more backspin in order to stop it. I did have a perfect shot set up earlier. The glitchy ball guide line, it was showing, it was not showing right. And then whenever I got ready, it showed going through the pin, right? But it was glitchy, it was going back and forth. Well, I made my ring adjustment, perfect shot, and it stopped, right? The ball just stopped dead. It was like it hit a dead spot. And so that cost me an eagle. So, you know, it's just one of those things. So on this, you'll notice 347 equals 10% of the thorn. Every yard difference of that is 2% on your slider. So, like I said, whenever I get done with this walkthrough, I'll send out my notes, and if you guys have questions, holler. So I'm gonna try and do. This is my last expert account. So far, all my accounts are sitting in first. So I'm pretty confident that they'll all qualify for at least the opening round. So, okay, moving on to hole 2. So I stopped going left, and I'm going to go to the right side on hole 2. If by chance you saw the original notes that I had sent out, I was going left there, and I've changed that up some. And again, you can do this same shot with a Thor 5 or 6. So I am going to go ahead and use my APOC here. And it's plus 10. Basically, we just need the sniper and the APOC here. And okay, and then I want 7 top and 3 right. And this one I've kind of, I don't want to say kind of, I mean, it's kind of great proof. So, because you're going to be max OP here. So, and so it's going to be 7 top, 3 right, plus 10 yard, plus 10 elevation, and then just a smidge of right curl. So if you hit great, because you're going to be max OP. So if you hit great right or left, you should be okay. Now, if you hit good, you're screwed. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 7 top. So that's pretty much Apox 6 top spin is what it is. And I want to be kind of centered in this other fairway here. I'm going to adjust for my max numbers, which is 7. And I know guys are going to be screaming like, well, why aren't you using all your top? I did this because my yardage markers. Oh, great ball. So you'll definitely see if it's going to be great proof or not. So see that little bit of right curl and the 3 right spin keep you off of that left rough. So 391. So, which is perfect. 391 is perfect. So we're going to do, for the approach shot, it's going to be plus 20 sniper. And then it's going to be, we're going to use 27% of club. No, sorry, 25% of club. And then it's 3 back and a half right. And you'll see 3 back and a half right. And you want the ball guide going through the hole here. And there's a sticky spot. There it is. It's not really a funnel, it's a, oh, great ball. Well, it's not going to drop. But you can see if that would have been perfect, it would have dropped. So it's not really a funnel per se. It's more of a sticky spot where your ball guide line stays, but it's only, I've only seen it with the that 3 back spin. So, and I have tried the rough bump here. I know that guys have done it. I was getting super close with it. It was just way too inconsistent. I just basically I got frustrated and I bailed on it. So, but I saw this shot and then started trying to work on it and went from there. So anyway, 386 yard drive equals 30% of club, 389 equals 27%, 390 equals 26%, so on and so forth. Now, I have seen a drop at 389 at 27%. So I'm basing everything off of that. And it was an Albie drop. So I've been super close and lipped that, but the only one, I have not dropped an Albie, but that's I've been all over this hole. So we'll see if it works out or not. So there's a couple of different shots on hole 3 that you could do. There's a risky shot, which is, they're telling me it's 100% if you do it right. It's a 1-to-1, and then a pullback, a ring, with a feather ball or a Win 5 ball. But I tried it and I tried it and I tried on this hole actually. So I tried it and tried it and tried it. And here, let's, no, I don't have the right club. Okay. Anyway, it's, they're telling me it's 100%, but man, I tried it. If you hit perfect, I was getting it to drop in qualifying rounds. If you hit great, you're pretty much guaranteed a par. So, because you're in the sand trap or you're going to sail the ball, that type. So, it's high risk, high reward. It's in my notes. If you guys feel like you want to use it, fine, fantastic, more power to you. To be honest, I don't have the par threes completely dialed in yet. I do have one of them I think that I feel pretty confident about, but I've gotten quite a few drops on hole 7, I think it is. No, hole 5, I guess. Yeah, hole 5. I've gotten quite a few drops using the using that backstop. So with this one, so you know it's going to be a 1-to-1 +1 on the rings, Kingmaker sniper shot at the max +6 yard mark. So just where it turns from 7 to 6, red against the rough, max right spin, 1 3/4 back spin. And this one will drop if the wind's right, and it won't drop if the wind's wrong. The little variance in wind from straight crosswind to a little bit of a headwind or tailwind will, I can't seem to dial it in. I'm going left here, so. But anyway, max right, 1 3/4 back. And then 1-to-1 +1, so we're going to use 9.5. Red ring at the +6 yard mark. Oh my God, that's going in the rough, or going in the sand. What the fuck? Not exactly what I wanted to do. So that's the first time I've hit sand there since I started using the 1-to-1 +1. But I hit horrible great left or great right there. Great left, you're okay. Perfect, you're okay. Great right, obviously you're screwed. So I should just work on getting the taking the birdie and running here, but since it's qualifying rounds, I'm still tweaking adjustments. So other than the rough bump, I haven't not seen a whole lot of consistent drops here. So, okay, so we're gonna do a +10, 7.5. We're gonna go 20% of club. Oh, and then that great ball. Yeah. Oh my God, and I still almost made it. Yeah, well, there goes a par on that fucking account. So, oh, geez. Okay. Just got to try and get it back. So let's go ahead and get set up for hole 4 here. Hole 4 is going to be +10 max numbers. Max top, 5 right. 8. You can use a Thor 5 here as well, like I was talking about earlier. So what a horrible. There's a lot of guys screwing up, I guess. He got a par on 1. He got a, oh my God. Well, I might be in a lucky bracket to where this count still squeaks through. Who knows? So, all right. So anyway, we're gonna use a Thor, Kingmaker, Sniper, and the Thorn. So really, it's only gonna be. Hopefully, it's only gonna be the Thorn and the Thor's hammer. So you will push back to max here. You need every yard that you can get. If you don't push back to max, you're gonna clip the rough. I'm just telling you, and you're going to screw yourself, and then you're going to be hating it. So I did stop the slice shot. We were working on it. Stan did it. and some guys in the clans have done it, and we were working it in. It was a really good slice shot. It was like threading the needle though, which the hole in the needle was a lot smaller with the slice shot because you were either in the rough consistently or yardage was just so varying. I didn't feel like I could really count on it to get an eagle for weekend round. So I changed it. I went left with a Thor, and it's plus 10 max elevation, max top, 5 right, and then you do want to push back to max after your adjustment. So 81 max top. And that's fine on top. So what I'm looking for here is I want my second bounce just inside right there. And then unfortunately, because of those trees, you got to zoom out for your adjustments. And see how I dropped down to 14? And then I do want no OP, but just a touch of right curl. Oh my God, great shot. That mic, yep, that's gonna clip the rough. I should have waited. I rushed that shot. So that's the furthest great right that I've shot. Not doing very well on this count at all. Not at all. I just need to slow down. I'm rushing too fast. Trying to hurry up and get done so I can help cook with Christmas dinner. But anyway, it is what it is. So normally that ball would roll out, and then it's a 0% elevation thorn shot with no spin, no right, no left. And the yardage notes are going to be on the notes that I send out. So, and I've gotten, like I said, I've gotten a lot of drops on this. So we're going to say 75% of club here. There's 8-0. Let's do 70% of club. Yeah, well. Hacking it around, Doug, hacking it around. What a horrible shot. So, the highlight of the day on this count may just be this dang Guardian shot on 5, because so far I'm like butchering this count. Oh, geez. So while he's shooting, I'll go ahead and tell you the setup so that way I can just focus on the shot. So it's plus 25 max numbers Guardian, and it is max backspin, half right, red against the fringe. And then the ball guide is going to be even with the dark green squares. So max back, half right with the Guardian. So it's a Guardian shot. Max back, half right, 25. Max numbers. I don't even know if I want to qualify now. Yeah, I'm shooting fucking horrible. We'll see. We shall see. Made a forge be with you. That's pretty cool. All right, so anyway, max back, half right, max numbers. It's going to be plus 10 yard mark. Or plus 10, I mean. Pull 10, whatever. Because of those trees, you gotta push, not pull here. Oh, I can't hit fucking great ball for nothing. Or perfect ball for nothing. Alright, well. What a shitty fucking performance, Doug. Jesus. This count doesn't need to qualify after the way I've shot. So anyway, I've had that one drop 3 times just today. So if you hit, there's not a funnel there. So you got to hit perfect. If you hit perfect, she drops. Max back, half a bar right spin, 25% or 25 downhill max numbers. And just hit perfect. You don't need any curl, you don't need any overpower, and she drops. And your ball guide line is even with that green squares, the lines of green squares. Your ball guide line is even with the green squares there. The way I'm going, I might qualify. I might shoot 11 or worse. Five after 5 is not good. All right, so anyway, we'll go ahead and get set. So on this next shot, I used 10% uphill, 10% uphill, not 10% downhill on the adjustments. And the reason why is because you have to skirt that rough. And if you use 10% uphill or if you use 0% elevation, you're going to clip the rough. So this is what's in the notes. So it's kind of one of those holes that's just take your eagle and run. But I have been getting somewhat close on the Albie here, so heaven knows I need it now on this account. Getting a birdie on 1 and a par on 3 and then a birdie on 4. I guess just a train wreck. This is the worst I've shot an expert in a while. You do want to push back to max here. So it's going to be 7 top, 4 right, push back to max. You want a little over 400 yard drive is what you want. No overpower and no curl. So as long as I can hit perfect, which seems to be a challenge right now, hopefully I'll end up with about 400, 401, 405, something around there. I was doing a slice shot here, and it was one of the most epic slice shots I ever did in qualifying rounds. I think I ended up with like 540 yards. And I mean, I was super close to the green. It was crazy. And I did it a couple of times, but man, that shot is fun and all, but it was just sketchy. So 8-6, 1, 2, 3, 4 top. You want your ball guide pretty close to that fringe. 6'3". And push back to max. There we go. If you use 412, if you use plus 10 or flat elevation, you're going to clip that rough on your second bounce. So 412. So what did I do here? I did 1-to-1 on this one. I did 1-to-1, one back, max left. Kind of like what he's doing here. But I used 1-to-1 on the rings. So we'll see. Get in the hole. Oh. All right. .6 rings. So we'll see how she ends up. So take your eagle and run. So I don't use anything on the any app for the hole 7. So hole 7 is with a Wind 5 power 2 ball. Any side spin is fine. So it's a 1-to-1, and if the wind arrow is pointed to the left, you don't add any spin. If the wind arrow is pointed straight ahead or to the right, you add 1 spin of left after you have the ball guide to the hole. White ring beside the rough and 1-to-1 on your rings. So, and you pull it straight 12 o'clock. You do not pull at if the wind arrow is at like 11:50. You don't pull at 11:50. So let me show you. Turkey ball. I think this is one of the harder par threes. Straight tailwinds are always like super hard. So you want the third bounce on the fringe. So his wind arrow looks like it's going due north right now, right? But whenever he gets down there and zooms in, that wind arrow will be pointing at 11:55 or so. See what I mean? Now look at the wind arrow. Yeah, I tried that. I tried the rough bump. It's just way too hard. Somebody said something that there's a sand bump here, but okay, so wind arrow is straight due north, so I just want one left spin after I get it. Fucking great ball. Oh, Jesus. Perfect shot would have dropped. Okay. Go ahead and get set up here for... So hole 8, I've done this same shot with an APOC 4. The only difference is on an APOC 4 and an APOC 5, I used a Wind 5 Power 0 or Power 5 Wind 0 ball. But on an APOC 6 and 7, I'm using a Berserk. So, and it's max top, one right. And I'm just blasting it down there, trying to get within in-bringer range. You guys may not want these notes. As shitty as what I'm playing. Fucking horrible, Doug. Horrible. There are yardage notes on here. If I put yardage notes on my notes, that's because either I've seen drops at that or I've had drops at that. So that's for me, that's if they're on my notes, I know that I've gotten a ball to drop at that. So max top, one right. Max OP plus 15%. No curl. Ten rings, red against the rough at max. And then push back to max. Oh, no fucking way. Are you fucking kidding me? That's the first time I've clipped that rough over there on the left-hand side. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's exactly how you fuck up a qualifying round. Oh, my Lord, have mercy. Let me see. Let's do 30% down. Oh, God. Holy shit, saved the eagle. Should have never been in that rough to begin, or the trap to begin with. Okay, let's go ahead and get set up for the next hole, hole 9. It's going to be plus 10, APOC. You want to use 6 top spin, which is APOC 4 top spin, and 1 right spin. And then you're going to push back to max just to reclaim everything that you had, because you need it down there quite far. So good luck, buddy. So as shitty as what I've played, and I'm still going to end up with a 12 under. That's like super surprising to me. Okay. So maybe, hopefully, this account will still qualify. And if it does, then I'll use this account first in the opening round, since it's it'll have the crappiest score out of my experts. So I'll have a hack round account. So anyway, plus 10, 6 top, 1 right, and you want the white ring pretty close to the rough. It's going to get scary. Your first bounce will go close to the rough, but this is why it's super important to hit perfect or great ball on this, and just let it roll out. So no, it was on this. Yeah, it was on hole 9. Hole 9 is where I did that slice shot. And I sent it in one of the chats. But anyway, I ended up with like 540 yards. It was like insane. It's the craziest thing ever. I just did it for shits and giggles and ended up giggling and shitting on it because it was like, went way far. Yeah, your Albie chance is pretty much gone with that rough. So let's try not to fuck this up, Doug. All right. What did we say? 6 top, 1 right. Oop. Okay. About like that, yeah. 8-1 in rings. And then give me my yardage back. Now watch how close this bounce is to the rough. Oh, are you fucking kidding me? It clipped the rough. There's no way it should have clipped the rough. Whoa. Well, so push back up to max 14 yards. Okay. Gonna have to get innovative here. I've never clipped that rough, ever. And that was what? That was a... How strong of a wind was that? Was that a 10 wind? That might have been the... If that was a 10 wind, that was the highest wind. That's why. Anyway, so good to know. Push back up to the plus 14 yard mark. That'll give me a 2 yard buffer. Give me those yards back, please. Save the eagle. Oops. And end up with a 12 under. Buddy of mine shot, I think it said 17 under, 17 or 18 under on expert. %, of club. 87. Through the hole. Good luck, good game. Okay, guys. So, not a very good demonstration of my notes, but you can see where I don't think it was the notes messing up. I think it was just my shitty shooting. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and log off here. I'm going to spend the rest of the day with my family on Christmas. I wish you and yours the best for today. So, you guys have a fantastic Christmas, and we will holler at you guys later. Let's see real quick. Yeah, 12. So maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if it holds. All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you.